Welcome back. My name is Latifah, and today I am going to be sharing with you 10 reasons why your home may look dated. This is for anyone who may want to modernize the look of their homes or even want to improve the look of their homes. And of course, if you're living in an older house or in a home that has not been renovated for in a while, then a lot of things in that space is definitely going to make that space look dated. And of course, that those other small things that are so or rather stick out like a sore thumb, you can't really ignore them and you need to do something about. So at the end of the day, as I'm talking or sharing these ideas with you guys, I just want you guys to have an open mindset and pick and choose what really works for you and what really is going to help and boost your creativity in making your house look modern and feel a place that is more functional and still stylish at the same time. Remember, it's all about designing a space that suits you and makes you happy. So before we get started, I hope that this video is as helpful as possible, and if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up by clicking the like button below, and of course don't forget to subscribe and be part of this family. So with no further ado, let's get started. So the first thing that really makes your space look dated is definitely the curtain box. So curtain box is a phrase that we use a lot in Kenya. And if you live in Kenya, then you have an idea of what I'm talking about. But perhaps you're not from Kenya and you're wondering what I'm talking about. This is the cornice board or the pelmet. So normally this is the wooden frame that is normally put on top of your window frame. Draping is usually under it or below it. So basically that is what we call a curtain box. In Kenya, like we've had curtain box for the longest time, and I know it's everywhere, but I'm referring to Kenya because that's where I live and I see it everywhere. And this is something that definitely makes your house look old. Please don't get me wrong. I know there are modern options out there for curtain box and all that, but if you're using the older designs that were there in the 1980s, 1990s and all that, then your house looks dated. So if you still want to have that feel of curtain box in your windows, then I can advise you try to go for something that is a little bit modern. But before even you go for something modern, one thing that you can do to save up and be able to make it easy for yourself is of course trying to work with what you have by painting it and giving it a fresh coat of paint. And there are options that you can go for when it comes to painting your curtain box. And the main paint colors that I can advise you go for is white and black, and more so white because white is neutral and really goes or integrates very well with different kind of design styles and all that. So this has no limit. The other paint color that I may advise would be black, but this one is a little bit strict when it comes to the kind of style you may have in your space. So if you want to go with black, then maybe you want something modern or you want something that is industrial and all that. So you kind of get limited when it comes to the design styles that can go with that particular color. But then again, maybe you're just tired and fed up with this curtain box in your rooms and in your windows. Then a great thing or a great way to do this is by of course just getting rid of them completely and just starting afresh by adding a fresh design of curtain rods in your windows. And this gives it a very nice fresh start and a very nice modern feel to your space. Of course, this is something that is going to last you for a long time, and the good thing about curtain rods is that they never go out of style. So this is something that you're going to have for a long time. Another thing that may be making your space feel dated is definitely floor tiles as your backsplash in your kitchens. How many of you have gone to spaces or even live in spaces that have floor tiles as the backsplash in the kitchen? I know this is something that is super common, especially in Kenya, and this is something that is definitely making your house dated. I know this may be a little bit contradicting because for me, if you ask, this is something that makes your space feel like it's in the 2000s and all that. And as much as it may feel and look a little bit modern, well, we have moved from that now, and that is not something that you really want to have in your space. And this is because if you're looking for that modern feel to your space, then definitely you need to consider the kind of tiles you're going to put as your backsplash. So I would say choose a simple subway tiles. They definitely look simple and very seamless, or a beautiful weathered Zilich tiles. This definitely makes your space look very timeless and very beautiful, giving character to your kitchen. Okay, so if you're looking into doing a kitchen renovation or a makeover, then I would advise you stay away from floor tiles as your backsplash in your kitchens. It doesn't matter how stylish they are. At the end of the day, there's something that is definitely going to make them look off, and this is not what you really want to have in your space. Here is another thing that definitely applies to your kitchen, bathroom, and even your laundry room, or basically any room that has cabinetry. So what is this? So if you know you have cabinetries that have exposed hinges, then this is something that is definitely making your space look dated. So you don't want to have exposed hinges in your cabinetry. It doesn't really matter the kind of cabinets they are. And honestly, there are options nowadays of hiding or hidden hinges for your cabinetries, and you don't really need to change anything. At the end of the day, it's just making that swap into something that is invisible, and of course ensuring that your cabinetry looks seamless and beautiful and nice looking at the end of the day. So if you have this in your space, then I would definitely advise that you try going for options of hidden hinges. In this way, it's definitely going to modernize your space and make it look seamless and beautiful, and at the end of the day, of course, making your cabinetry look more pleasing. Another thing that you also need to consider while at changing of your hinges is, of course, upgrading and updating your hardware for your cabinetry. This definitely brings out that nice modern feel to your space. So you want to ensure that as much as you're changing the hinges, you also want to have good hardware that really complements the look of your cabinet, and of course complements the entire look of your kitchen, your bathroom, your laundry room, or whatever place that you have cabinetry. Make sure that you have modern hardware basically for your cabinet. In this way, you're definitely going to have that nice look that you want to go for a space that looks modern and for a space that definitely looks seamless. So this other thing that definitely makes your house feel dated is sort of let me say not so old and not so new. So it's kind of in the middle there. So at the end of the day, if you have this in your space, then definitely your house looks dated. If you have this kind of artwork in your space, then it's definitely making your space feel like 10 to 5 years ago, and this is something that is in the past and clearly you're not moving forward. If it's something that you feel comfortable having in your space, then I would say well and good, keep having it. And it's all about creating designs that please you. But if you want something that is a little bit modern, then I would say, of course, this is just an art. It can be taken down and replaced by photography, canvases, gallery walls, or even a beautiful mirror. The choice is yours, and it's important to just ensure that you have something that is more present and something that really sparks the kind of a person you are and the kind of design style that is really going on in your space, or the kind of design style that you really want to have in your space. So written art wall is definitely something that I would not recommend having in your space, especially if you're going for that modern look in your space. And out of the design styles we have, farmhouse is one of the design styles that allows this written artwork to be present in your homes. And if you're not a farmhouse fan, then I would definitely recommend that you just get rid of those written artworks. They definitely don't complement your space or make your space feel modern, or even go with the kind of design style that you want to go for. All right, let's get into something that I kind of have a love and hate relationship with, and I kind of look at each and every single day in my house. And of course, I'm not saying that mirrors are not good. I'm aware that mirrors are super functional in our lives. Of course, they help us dress up every single day. They help us apply our makeup if you're a girl. And of course, they bring in that light and brightness in your space, giving it that nice, that nice feel that you want to have in your space. But they're not bringing up-to-date, modern, upscale, look or feel in our spaces. This for me kind of brings the 80s, 90s vibe, and of course it's not something that is modern or makes even your space look modernized and all that. So try to frame your mirrors to give you that nice, sleek look in your space, of course giving you that good and finished look that you want to have in a modern styled home. Okay, so now let's get into something that I have grown up seeing in my life, and this is wall-to-wall carpeting. So you may paint your walls, you may change your furniture into new things and all that, but so long as you have that red, blue or green carpeting in your home, then it definitely making your home look dated and drastically just making the space look old. Wait a minute, so if this is something that you love having in your spaces, then well and good, keep on having it. But what I can advise is just try to replace with something that is more neutral, something that would go very well with different design styles, and something that definitely feels a little bit modern. So for instance, I've come to realize that designing a wall-to-wall carpet that is in color gray or in light browns, this definitely goes a long way. And the good thing is that you can actually design any kind of design style with those carpets, and you're definitely going to have a home that feels more modern and feels very nice. However, if you ask me, I would definitely request or ask that you stay away from wall-to-wall carpets. We have options of rugs. We have so many alternatives that you can go for other than wall-to-wall carpet. Wall-to-wall carpet, they don't come off, so it's not like you can remove it and put it outside and undust it and put it back. So that is one disadvantage. So you can imagine the accumulation of dust those carpets normally have. So what I can advise you is just try to have a vacuum cleaner if you want to stick with wall-to-wall carpet. So guys, we've already talked about the floor tiles as your backsplash. We've also talked about your cabinetry hardware. So now let's talk about your countertops. There are a variety of countertops out there that you can choose from to modernize your space and make it look good. But there's just one design style that is definitely dating your home. So if there's anything that makes your kitchen look dated, is definitely tiled countertops. And the funny thing is that sometimes you'll find them in very bright and weird colors, and this is something that you cannot really get rid of. It's there, as in you have to deal with it and you have to work with it. And the funny or the bad thing about these tiles is not even about just having the tiles themselves as your countertops. It's actually the grout that gets to stick there and the dust that accumulates in between those lines, and this is not a good look or a good thing to have in a kitchen. If you don't have an option of removing completely the tiles, go for tile paint. This is definitely a good option that definitely makes and smoothens out that hashy brightness of the tiles and just gives you a very nice calm color of the countertops. And of course it covers even the grout in there, so you don't have to deal with that anymore, and just makes everything look seamless and kind of gives you that nice modern feel that you want to have in your spaces. Another alternative, especially if you're renting, this again is a tip for renters, is of course try to go for waterproof wallpaper. This definitely goes a long way, and it actually does a good work in your spaces, making those spaces look very nice and very modern. But definitely let me know down on the comment section if you have tiled countertops and what color are they. Another thing that is definitely making your space feel dated is ceiling fans. So wait a minute, before anyone gets to attack me, first of all, I know how important ceiling fans are, especially in the outer areas, but you may find that maybe you may have a wooden fan with old lampshades and it doesn't make your space look, modern or even look new. And you know what I'm talking about. If you've seen them, if you have them, if you've come across them, you clearly know exactly what I'm talking about. And this is not something that you really want to have. There are a variety of modern fans out there that you can actually use nowadays that still serve the purpose. And fans are a good thing to have in your spaces. Of course, I love that nice hair feel that it brings in a space, and of course just making that place feel very nice to stay in, and of course very comfortable. But then again, you just want to have something that is modern, so try to shop for modern fans and replace the old one with a newer one. There are a variety or different designs that are out there that you can definitely buy and bring in your house that is going to complement the kind of design style you have, and of course the color scheme that is going on in your space. And then again, if you feel that maybe you don't want to get a new fan, you can always try to paint the old fan you had and just try to replace the old lampshades with new ones, and this definitely gives a very nice modern feel to your fan at the end of it all. So another thing that is definitely making your space look dated is the popcorn ceiling. So I know that this is something that many of us may not be aware of, but they definitely make a space look dated. And don't get me wrong, I know there's some of you out there that really love the design and you feel comfortable and feel okay having the popcorn ceilings and all that. That is totally fine. So if you're comfortable with that, well and good, you can as well just keep it. But if you want that modern feel to your space, then this is something that you really need to consider removing and just having a very nice smooth ceiling in your space. So there are a variety of ways that you can do this to remove your popcorn ceiling. One, of course, is by hiring someone or a professional who will be able to come and scrape off and of course just sand down everything and make everything feel smooth for you, and just paint the ceiling and make it look seamless and smooth and all that. But then again, there's also an option of just trying to DIY yourself, especially if you want to have that experience and just have an adventure and just have fun. So this is a great way to see. Now the last thing that is definitely making your space look dated, or rather your kitchen look dated, are those white appliances. I have grown up seeing white appliances everywhere, and these were the appliances that were there before the stainless ones, and these are things that definitely make your space look dated. And if you have them now, they're dating your home. And I'm not saying guys to run into shopping malls or even to go and buy new appliances for their kitchens. You don't have to do that. If you have them and you feel they just serve the purpose right and they are fully functional, you can as well just try and keep them in your kitchens. All you can do is maybe try to modernize your kitchen a little bit with other things so that they are able to complement the appliances that you have in your kitchen. You can always try to do temporary updates to your white appliances, and they're definitely going to make your kitchen feel a little bit modern and of course up to date and all that. So variety of options out there is countless, and it's up to you, as well as I said earlier, to do your research well and to figure out exactly what are some of the options that you can actually go for to ensure that the things that you have look modern and look seamless, of course, at the end of the day, to work for you and to intentionally integrate very well with the kind of design style that you want to have in your spaces. So that was it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you for sticking till the end of this video. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please make sure to subscribe, and of course don't forget to hit the like button if you like this video. And other than that, I'll definitely see you on my next video. Have a wonderful day. Bye.